Every time I go to buy a card on eBay, something magical happens. I go to my cart, I see the card, I see a couple dollars for shipping, and that's it. There's no sales tax, or as I refer to here in California, my daily sunshine fee. And considering sales tax where I live is 9.5%, that's a really big deterrent for buying on eBay, because that means that every $1,000 that I invest, $95 goes towards the government instead of going towards something better, like, pretty much anything else. Fortunately, sales tax is now a thing of the past for me, which allows me to invest more in sports cards and go a bit higher in auctions, knowing that the amount I will pay for the card will still be the same while other investors are forced to bow out. Besides that, forming an LLC also opens the door to more legitimate business write-offs, which again helps us keep our money and put it towards better things like sports cards. So in this video, I'll share with you how I formed my LLC here in California and how I'm able to avoid sales tax on sites like eBay and ComC. At the end, I'll also share a couple potential business write-offs that I'll be looking forward to submitting next year. With that being said, welcome back. Now let's get to work. The first thing you want to do on Google is search for forming a single member LLC in California. Or if you want to look up some Pierce Brosnan movies, that's what I've been watching lately. I'm kind of in a rom-com mood right now. It's been depressing, so let me have my rom-coms, don't make fun. And when you search that, you'll come down and see this link right here, single member LLC, ftb.ca.gov. You want to make sure you're on the government's website, not any of these agencies that are just going to help you file, but then charge money themselves. And right here, open a SMLLC, single member LLC. Just click that button right there. Ignore all the crazy stuff going on. This page is like filled with so much stuff. But what I went down to is this right here, LLC, limited liability companies, California, domestic. Click that little plus button, and now you have all these other things to do, right? Really crazy. First one right here is all you need to worry about at first. Formations, article of organization. Click that, and then now this is important because now you actually get to file for your LLC. One big thing to notice is that, look, it's a $70 fee to file, but look down here. LLCs have to pay $800 tax every year, and that's the minimum. So this is for what we would probably do with our sports card business, but if you make hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars, it would be more. And I think it's like $1 million or more, but I'd have to check. So once you are at this page, you click next. If you are not going to be investing more than $8,000 to $10,000 a year on eBay and on other platforms, then it's probably not worth it. I mean, you have to do that math yourself. But for me, I decided to go ahead and do it. So right here, LLC, what's the name you want? And then it'll go through, what's the address? And then the agent I put as individual. I don't know too much about this. I was just taking educated guesses on some of this stuff. One manager, because it's just me. If you're going in with a partner or your spouse, perhaps you do more than one manager, but that's not even something I explored. So you might want to look up how to do that and make sure you're entering it the right way. And then here, organize your name, email, very simple stuff. And then the blah, 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 blah. Here is the submission review. Obviously, it's all blank because I just went through this really quickly. Payments, so this will be charged $70, and the $800 fee will be later. So let's see, that is it. Now it takes me back to the beginning, but you got to give this a couple of, I would say like a week or two, I believe, before I got this confirmed that I actually have an LLC. One big question you might have is, what's the difference between having a sales tax exempt certificate and not paying sales tax up front, and then just including it as one of the expenses of the card and writing it off at the end of the year? And the best way to illustrate this is with an example. Let's just say that you bought a card for $900 and tax was $100, which is a ridiculous amount. But let's just say that was the case. Now you paid $1,000 for the card total. If you sold it for $2,000, you made a $1,000 profit. So if you're in a 25% tax bracket, you're gonna be charged $250 or 25% of that $1,000. $250 goes to the government. On the other hand, if you have the sales tax exempt certificate, you only pay $900 for the card. So if you sell it for $2,000, you now made $1,100 of profit instead of $1,000. Now, when you go to pay 25% of that gain to the government, that's going to be $275 in taxes versus the $250 before. But it's higher because you actually made more profit. And in this case, you would actually walk away with an extra $75 that you can keep or reinvest into cards. Make sense? Can you pound the like button pretty please? This side of my face is still fucked up. Let's say you got your LLC just fine. The next thing you want to do is get one of those sales tax exempt certificates. So when you're on this page, it looks very confusing because there's a lot of words, there's a lot of different links, but here at the top, just look right here. Secure, convenient, fast way to register online for a permit. That is the link you want to click. It'll take you down here where there's a lot more words, and you're going to look for seller's permit. So seller's permit is right there under register or apply for new. Click on that, and then now you're going to go through this questionnaire, and you're going to put selling items or goods in California. Nothing else should really apply, but I'm just going to go through this very quickly and go as far as I can. Are you selling tires? Are you selling tobacco? Are you selling alcohol? Blah, 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 blah. So everything's going to be no, that doesn't apply. Fuel, lumber. I mean, like, geez, I guess I could have like a lumber and card business, a lumber and alcohol business. What business is this? Should be a LLC. So this is as far as it'll let me go. This is the document you will receive. I believe you'll get it in an email and in your mail, but I know for sure in your email. This is what you have to use to then get the next document. And if you see here on the right, this is called the California Resale Certificate. Just search California Resale Certificate. It should be the top link, but you enter your seller's permit number here from that last document. I'm engaged in the business of selling the following type: sports cards, sports memorabilia, whatever, from, and this is the vendor's name. So you're going to put eBay or CompC, and then you just put the description of the sports cards for resale. It's very easy, and you just sign and date it and everything like that. Once you have the California Resale Certificate filled out, you're going to want to go over to eBay, and here on eBay, this is a link I found via a Google search, just putting eBay sales tax exemption, and I found this link here on the left. So you want to click that, and just ignore all this stuff. What you want to do is come down to here, claiming sales tax exemption for your eBay purchases, and enter your state. So let's see, if you're in Alaska, you're lucky. I mean, you're not lucky overall, but you're lucky because you don't have to pay sales tax. If you're in, let's see, Florida, and you are in resale, then you need to put a state issued DDR13 certificate. So this gives you good guidance as to what you need to upload. But for California, resale, boom, California resale certificate, and then it's extremely simple. All you do is go down here to upload documents. You enter the tax exemption certificate because it's already under California, or I'm imagining it is, and then you actually add the file. In the comments you say, hi, is this good? Is this good? Something like that. And then you literally send it along the way, and very quickly, I want to say within 24 hours, maybe it's like 72 hours, I actually got approved. So when I go over to eBay and I see some of my recent sales, you can take a look here, this Giannis card I recently got. Look on the right, subtotal $88, shipping $5, total $93. If I had to pay sales tax, that would have been another $8 right there. And if you want to add store credit without paying tax on CompC, you're going to have to go to their official blog. I pretty much just searched CompC sales tax, and this was one of the top links. Go down here, and all it says though is for tax exempt and nonprofit organizations, submit that same sales tax exemption certificate or reseller's permit to staff@compc.com, and they will add it in the system. And this was like literally a couple hours before someone received it and put it in the system. So it should be very quick for you as well. As for the other write-offs, like I said, I'm not a CPA or a tax professional, but I have been an independent contractor for about 10 years, and I do know that we are subject to additional write-offs versus if we don't have a business formed. So consider this more of potential write-offs to ask your CPA or tax professional when you do your taxes. I cannot say that they are legitimate, but they're definitely worth bringing up in my opinion. The first one is travel related expenses, and that's something I've written off a lot in other industries, but going to the National, I believe, will be a write-off. Setting up booths at card shows should be a write-off. Any airfare, any gas to card shops, or anything like that that's business related, I expect to be a legitimate write-off. Again, check with your professional, but that one should be pretty easy. The second one are programs and memberships, and that's like using Card Ladder or Market Mover, any tool that helps us invest. I would also throw in a personal website in that same category, where if we're marketing our storefront, that should be a legitimate write-off as well. A trickier one that I'm really curious about is space from home. Like if you have an office in your garage or in a spare bedroom and it's dedicated to your investing and your business, how much of that you can write off, if at all. So that's something I want clarity on myself, but it's definitely worth mentioning. Depending on how much you invest in cards at this moment and how expensive or cheap your estate is, now could be a great time to form your LLC, or you might want to just keep it on the back burner and think about it in a couple months or in a year's time when you scale up. But for me, I wanted to start an LLC for a couple reasons. And the first one is that I remember a mentor of mine saying that you treat something as a hobby and you make hobby income. You treat it as a business and you make business income. And just forming the LLC psychologically made me more committed, made me see this as, I'm a business owner, let me apply my business mindset to this. I don't want to keep it as this little hobby, this little side hustle. And just forming the LLC pretty much solidified it in my mind that I'm taking this seriously. And number two, strictly from a numerical standpoint, I plan on investing way more than $8,000 on eBay and CompC and other places to definitely get that $800 of annual fee back, plus all the write-offs that I'm now eligible for. If you'd like to learn more about business formation and how grading cards can affect all of this, the video that really helped me the most was by Sports Card Investor about 8 months ago. So check that video out. And if you're a tax professional that also is in sports cards, let me know some of your tips or concrete advice in the comment section. That would do us all a huge favor.